So, how do you manifest the big things, the seemingly big things? And this is something I want to talk about, and I want to parallel it to the post I made last night from my client and one of my dear friends, Michaela, who has manifested her Mercedes Benz, her dream car. And this is something that we've talked about, her and I, and really has helped her transform her life overall in the last few months. And I want to talk about it because that was the biggest boulder between her and her manifestations, was learning the difference between bigger things and smaller things, and realizing that they all are the same things, but where she needed to put her focus. So let's get into it. But if you don't know who I am, my name is Autumn, and I'm here to help you assume the position of who it is that you decide to be by realizing that you are the I am, the true consciousness, the only one who gets to decide your life. So let's get right into it. What I want to start off by saying is that there is no difference between a bigger manifestation and a smaller manifestation. So, such as a coffee or a little thing, little free things. And most people think that bigger things, bigger manifestations are houses, cars, large sums of money, those things. They are just as neutral as the small things. Now, the difference in where you want to put your attention is on who you are being. And one thing that I've talked about with Michaela was creating that rich inner world. Because, like we talked about before, you guys, you're not going to find your manifestation or your life outside of you in the current circumstances, the 3D present circumstances. You are not going to find your manifestation, your house, your car in something that is already collapsed. Now, you can rearrange your mind, but the thing is, you want to rearrange your mind from knowing that you are the source. Now, the best thing that happened with Michaela was we were talking a few months back, and she really had a story going on about her previous life. Let's just call it that, her previous life, which she had a lot of things and a lot of odds that were stacked against her in that reality. Now, she has manifested quite amazing things before, but it really started when she manifested a job, a full time job, a dream job of hers. And we've been talking about it and how she really wanted to feel. And how she really wanted to feel was in control of her life, which is the perfect thing, you guys. And you are only in control of your life when you are coming from being the source, because you are the I am. And the difference is, a lot of people think for the bigger manifestations that there are two. What I mean by that is that there's another source outside of you who is giving you your manifestation. See, for the smaller things like the free cups of coffee and the text messages and things like that, those are considered small. We consider those just a natural part of everyday life. So when you get your free coffee, you're like, okay, well, I buy my coffee all the time, so it's free, it's cool. But that is the same as you manifesting your dream house or receiving your home, your car, whatever the big manifestation is. But you want to collapse the big manifestation into the smaller one by putting yourself up above everything. And it's not so much you, the 3D you, because you are not the doer. What you are putting above everything is the source, and there is only one. There is no Christ outside of you. You are the consciousness. And one of my favorite scriptures is Galatians 2:20, where it says that I am crucified with Christ, and it is I who no longer lives, but Christ lives in me. Now, the Christ consciousness is within you. And once Michaela started putting the Christ consciousness up above all of her circumstances, all realities, it collapses your 3D into what it is that you ultimately want, because you are now thinking from understanding that there is only one. And where you are putting your attention inwardly, you're not going to find it out here. You have to commune with yourself inwardly, you guys, because I am in itself is enough. It is enough. Once she really started learning and through her manifestations, really understanding that it was coming from her, coming through her and out of her, within her, by what she was thinking, perceiving about herself, the new story she was telling. She realized it was not necessarily the story that she was telling, but she was realizing that it was the source, that she was one with it. And once she put that up above everything, realizing that this car came in the 3 weeks since we last talked. She got her car in 3 weeks because we talked about taking the bigger things off the pedestal and putting your I am awareness above all things, because in I am contains all things. This is why nothing is separate from you. But when we get to the big things, somehow we think that it's too gods or someone else outside of you that can grant you your desire. But you're giving it to yourself when you are within yourself, imagining imagining things how you want them to be, imagining yourself in your dream car, imagining yourself in your dream home, imagining yourself. It's not the things, it is you are imagining, knowing that that is the source. So when you hold the source up above everything, you guys, that is where you realize that the source is bigger than all situations, all realities, and you are one with that source and as that source, and it unfolds through you. So it's not necessarily the things. I know we talk about it's you wanting to manifest the things, and you think the things are going to make you happy. No, you take the attention off of the things and raise your awareness of being the source. Because if you can visualize whatever it is, you could be here, but you want to be in Hawaii. You could visualize yourself within yourself being in Hawaii. And it's not so much the fact that you're in Hawaii having a good time, it's the realization that the source power, you hold that and you treat that, you don't condemn it, you treat it with, wow, that is me and I am that. And you hold that up above everything. All your manifestations that you think are so out of your reach collapses, and then you are, the world is your footstool. That's what it means when I say the world is your footstool, is it collapse and puts I am above all things, and thus your 3D reality, this 3D reality is your footstool. All right. And that's really what she's learned throughout all of this and what we've been discussing and what I discuss with you guys, that it's not so much about your manifestations. It's you acknowledging and realizing that you are the source, and to hold that up above all things, everything you could ever want is within that. So when you hold that up above you and realize that you, the little you who thinks that they're trying to get it or trying to figure it out linear wise, when you're sitting up here knowing that you are the source, then you manifest rapidly, instantly, through that realization and through that practice and through that acknowledgement. The more that you are cultivating that inner world within yourself, creating that rich life within yourself, creating a story or something that is more compatible with who you are being, the way that you see yourself, the way that you see your world, it has no choice but to manifest. And it's been so amazing to watch her life unfold, because I'm not going to share everything that she's been through, but she's been through so much in her previous life. But now she realizes that it was just one, only one possibility, one life, one potential in the sea of possibilities that she could see for herself. But it was in the realization that she realized that it was her I am. It was I am before anything else, which made her realize that she was above every single circumstance in her life. Not just the small things, but the perceived bigger things as well, you guys. And so if you want to know what this means for you or need help figuring out what this means for you, if you want to book a session, phone or email session with me through the description box, go ahead and go there. But I'll also drop it in the chat below. But I love you guys. Remember, take everything off the pedestal and put your awareness, your I amness, before you attach anything to it, and let that be enough. Let that recognition that you are the source within itself. All things appear through this. When you recognize that, put that above everything, and I promise you, imagination is on your side, and I'm too. Bye.